Howdy folks, Spencer here, and today I want to go over the latest batch of news for STO on both PC and console. As always, timestamps to each chapter are listed down below. And for those of us on PC, we have a Red Alert event that started up today and will be running up through July 2nd. So with this just being a 1 week long event, that means that if you participate for 5 of the 7 days, you'll get an ultimate tech upgrade and a specialization point. As always, the Borg or Tholian Red Alerts are your quickest options. And next up, for those of us on PC, from now up through July 2nd, there are both R&D and Duty Officer pack events and sales active. So for the sales side of things, both R&D and Duty Officer packs in the C-Store are 20% off. In addition, for the next week, they are going to be the Infinity promotional variants. So these are the best way for you to convert your Zen over to EC. These Infinity promo packs sell typically for a better return than going in and picking up master keys to sell, but they do sometimes take a little bit longer to move on the market, so just be aware of that. But if you're looking to convert Zen to EC and you're willing to be patient, these promotional Infinity packs are the way to go, and I would personally go with the Duty Officer bundle right now over the R&D packs. The R&D packs have been devalued because the advanced components got flooded by being rewarded in the elite random system. So those are 20% off. In addition, the Duty Officer roster slots are also 20% off for the next week. And event-wise, for the R&D side of things here, any R&D packs you open will have a chance to get you some extra materials, and any R&D projects you do will earn an extra 50% XP for the next week. On the Duty Officer side, you have a 50% increase to any commendation XP earned from completion of Duty Officer assignments for the next week. And when you're opening up various Doff packs, you're going to get an extra Duty Officer, and you can also go in and do some events on both the Federation and Klingon academies to earn some Duty Officers if you want. Now, that really isn't going to be worth your time, but there's an option if you're looking to get some free Duty Officers. And moving on to the big topic for today, the 2024 Rise of Summer event has just been announced. And unsurprisingly, the grand prize ship this year is the T6 version of the Obelisk, otherwise known as the Voven Obelisk Carrier. Now, this is going to be going live on all platforms at the exact same time, which is going to be on July 2nd, and it is going to be running up through August 1st. And as of me recording this, we do not yet have the stats for the Voven Obelisk, but what we do know is that the new console on it is going to integrate into the existing Obelisk set. So if that is something you're interested in playing around with once the new Obelisk drops, then you may want to go in-game and run the Sphere of Influence mission twice to pick up 2 of the other parts of that set. The third part is off of the Lobby Store Advanced Obelisk, which is not that great of a ship, but if that is a set that you're going to want to play around with, then you're going to need that to be able to do the full 4-piece. And we don't have any information further than that for the ship itself, so let's take a look now at the other items. The Rise event always introduces some really nice ground items, and this year is no different. We have a brand new kit frame and some nice new kit modules. So the kit frame here is the Rysian Terraformer Universal Kit Frame, and with this, you're going to be able to gain different bonuses depending on the elemental kit modules you have equipped, and they have some examples as to how that works. So for each elemental kit module of any type the player gains, and these elemental kit modules are basically just the summer event kit modules, but for each of them that you have equipped, that is going to be plus 20 kit performance and readiness up to a maximum of plus 120. Now, they list that as being 5 modules, but 6 times 20 equals 120, so I assume they're meaning with 6 modules. And if the player has 1 elemental kit module of each type, they will gain plus 100 kit performance and readiness, which then can be stacked on top of the up to plus 120 from the above buff. In addition, depending on what element your kit module is for, you're going to be getting a various set of buffs here. So if it's a fire, that is going to be plus 5% crit severity per elemental fire kit module. Again, it's listed as a max of 5, but we don't know if it's actually 5 or if it's going to be 6. For water, that is plus 0.05 health regen per water elemental kit module. For earth, plus 10 all damage resistance per. And for air, plus 5% run speed per air kit module. So some interesting buffs here with this one. Again, the max numbers here we don't know for sure if those are actually accurate, because 5 times 20 would be just 100, and they're saying it's 120 there. So I think they're forgetting that elite captain tokens are a thing that give us a 6th kit module slot there. But regardless, this looks like a very interesting kit frame. And if you're going in and using a bunch of these elemental kit modules, then this may be one to consider. But I think if you're still using a ton of the non-summer event kit modules, you're probably better off with one of the other kit frames out there, like the other Ryza kit frame that everyone goes crazy about. Now, moving on, we have some new kit modules. So there's one for Tax, Psi, and Inge. And the first one here is for Tax, and it is Storm Strike. Tactical Storm Strike uses Ryzian Terraformer technology to stimulate the particles in the upper atmosphere around the targeted foe, causing multiple bolts of lightning to strike down from the heavens and move towards the closest potential target until the energy disperses. Anyone targeted can also suffer knockback and slow from the devastating power of the lightning. So I imagine also with all these that the visuals are going to be really nice. That's one thing that they do very well with these summer kit modules. So looking forward to trying that one out. And for science, we have Static Slam. Charged particles gather around the foe you target with static electricity, and once the critical mass is reached, they explode out in a static slam, which causes electrical energy to course through your enemies' bodies, with a chance to knock them back, stun, and slow them, so you gain the advantage. And then for engineering, it is Electrical Overcharge. Ryzian Terraformer technology allows you to energize your own and your allies' weapons with an overcharge of electrical energy. This added boost to damage can also cause the enemy's ranged weapons to malfunction and turn the tide of battle to your favor. These added weapon effects only trigger max of once per second. So overall, these look like some fun kit modules to play around with, and like I said, the visuals on these things are always quite nice. And heading over to the cosmetic side of things, we have some new London Kings themed items. So that's a baseball uniform, a new power board, and a floater. So those will be available as soon as the summer event goes live for those of you interested. We also have some Kelvin Timeline wetsuits. So those are there for those of you interested in that. And then there is the Rainbow Melanoid Worm. This is Murph from Star Trek Prodigy. So if this is a ground non-combat pet that is of interest to you, then that will also be available from the summer event store. And that's it for the announcement here. Again, we do not yet have the official stats for the Obelisk Carrier yet, but I expect those to pop up here within the next couple of days. And a couple of other quick notes here. Pundis has mentioned over on Twitter that DECA is aware of the issues with the Exeter, Revelation, and the Obelisk, in that they are invisible following the most recent update. So if you're using any of those ships, just know that they are aware and they are looking into fixing that. And in addition, on the ship art side, Pundis is working with the STO Wiki Discord to just try and help funnel in some of the ship art bugs that have been popping up for people. So if you have any ship art bugs that have been bugging you for a while, then you may want to take a look at posting them over on the STO Wiki Discord in the section that they've set up for that. And obvious disclaimers is that Pundis is doing this in their free time, so don't go and harass them. And if you are going to go in and, post a bug, make sure you're giving some detailed information corresponding to what they're asking for there. So make sure you're going in and giving enough information to get whatever the ship art issue is fixed. And of course, a huge thanks to Pundis for reaching out and trying to find some of those ship art issues. And I've seen a few people mention this and I've run into it myself, but following the recent patch, I seem to have an invisible item stuck in my account bank, and when I go and hit more details on it, it is just nothing. And when I try to put an item there, it just says inventory full. Doesn't matter if I am dragging it from the main tab or the R&D tab. So if you have run into that issue where you have just a random invisible item in your inventory that you cannot move around, just know that you are not alone. I've seen quite a few others also experiencing this, and hopefully whatever it is something they can get resolved here soon. And that's going to be it for today. As always, thank you to all channel members and viewers for the continued support. See you guys around.